Hi, it's Dan from the FMV Archive, and today we are doing the walkthrough to the Spycraft 1996 PC game, which I believe is one of the best games ever created. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to walk you through here. It's a linear game, but sometimes you can do things where you get stuck in. You have to find a lot of clues for this one. If you get stuck, we're going to have it in chapters on things that you can do. So if you're stuck at some point in the game, click on that, go to it, you'll find it real quick. I'm also not going to be talking this entire walkthrough. I want you to be able to watch the actual game play out because it's an actual wonderful game, wonderful story. So I'm just going to chime in when you actually need some help on this one.
You want to know what I believe? I'll tell you what I believe. I was there when JFK got his first look at those U-2 photos. The CIA is the eyes and ears of this country. And what we see isn't always pretty. Things never change. Murders are still running countries. Armies are still massing at borders. People are still dying. Some things the president shouldn't know. For a politician, ignorance can be the key to survival, so the facts might be flexible. Maybe it's not all black and white, but the job never changes. We're on the front lines, deep inside an Asian jungle, 30,000 miles above Russia's nuclear arsenal. In the end, it's all about human assets. There'll always be an Aldrich Ames. The best you can do is to treat your people right and watch every move they make. Kipling called it the great game. You want to win? Just remember one thing. Everything you know could be a lie.
Case Officer Thorne, welcome to Interlink. Your personal digital assistant provides access to 4 critical services. Datalink, your connection to other government agencies. Newslink, access to the latest news. Weblink, your gateway to the online world. And Comlink, a mailbox and archive for secure communications. For details, use the Help button. You have a message waiting. Click the Comlink button to receive messages.
Cohen, it's Warhurst. We've got a situation. We're building the team. Meet me at Langley in the lobby.
Take care. Thank you, Ben.
Let's go. They're all waiting.
Mark declared to be we knew we had to have an operative back inside. Only one we managed to turn turned out to be the cousin of his wife.
All right, let's get started. You all know Bruce Jeffries. We brought him back for this mission. People, this is serious. Gene and I have chosen Jeffries to run this op. He's drafted David Holt from the DI and Jamie Seaton from S&T as in-house support. He's also going to need a dependable operative in the field, which is why you're all here. Lang, Asai, Parker, and Thorne. Gene promises me you're the best of the new crop. Now you've got to keep that promise.
I'll make sure one of them does.
I want you all at the farm at 0600. Bruce has designed your regimen. Top performer gets the mission and reports back here for the full briefing.
Good luck.
Right here, not exactly self-explanatory. Click on the red button, then you got to click 1 to actually get the messages. But you get those, listen to the messages, look at the picture, that'll get you the next portion of the game.
Messages. To hear them, press 1.
Yes, hello, this is Morrison. We've had a minor snafu down here. I'm calling in a 147. One of my men just found an access gate unlocked. Let's see, sewage drain number 7. No big deal, sir. I bet one of the maintenance boys just forgot to lock up, but I'll keep you posted.
Frank, it's Dr. Cohen over at InfoSci. Listen, I just wanted to thank you for resolving those LOS issues on the IR sighting. Mr. Hanlon will be pleased that we're going to meet our milestone.
Bill was the last guy from Ops to make it to the top. Dying breed. Sorry I'm late. It's been one of those days. Name's Frank Milkowski, Director of Training. Got the other 3 started? Now it's your turn. Bruce wants me to start you with image analysis. I've got to attend to something, but if you follow the signs down the hall, I'll meet you there.
Russian presidential candidate Fyodor Tubansky was killed today at the hands of an assassin. Tubansky was well ahead in the polls as of last week. The Russian media has raised the specter of mafia involvement. Tubansky's closest rival, current President Alexander Polyakov, will soon be meeting with President Charles Brooks to sign the long-awaited N Treaty, which will essentially dismantle Soviet nuclear capability.
This is the latest in image analysis equipment. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, these puppies will give you war and peace. Get somebody's license plate, cross-check their face. Hell, you can even see if they're an innie or an outie. What we have here is a series of puzzles. You've got a couple of surveillance images, and I've got a couple of questions. Use the image analysis tools and your noggin, and we'll see how you stack up against the others.
This is our first puzzle here, the brown sedan.
Entering
Zoom in
National
on it,
Photographic
click the
Interpretation
OCE
Center.
button, get the license plate. It's the one when you hit the report, starts with a 2. So if that's an easy way to find it.
Zoom into OCE to enhance the text on that brown sedan's license plate. It should be one of our DEA boys who sold out to the bad guys.
Opening email gateway.
Message sent.
Holy cow. You smoked that one. Damn. The side did near perfect, but you did even better. Bruce is gonna be real proud.
Up next is the tanks. This one you really never use in the game other than kind of this right here. I don't kind of know why that's in here. Maybe it was a schematic they were going to use later, but there are 6 tanks that are red here that you need to mark off and report.
Select images to overlay. Image 1 and 2 blended.
Opening email gateway. Message sent.
Nice job. Maybe you'll make the Wall of Fame. This is a new gadget from S&T. Very sexy. If someone smashes the unit or steals the film, there's a chip in here that stores low-res backups. Downright sneaky, huh? We've got a camcorder in the works, but I'm not sure they worked out the bugs. All right, time to get serious. Dead serious. I want you to head out to the zone. Bruce and I will meet you there. Okay, basic stuff. There's a squadron of men down there with one mission, to drop you. Shoot or be shot. Got it?
Best operatives rarely need to fire a weapon. When they do, it's just once. You miss, you die.
Here's your piece. Standard field sidearm modified to shoot a laser pulse. Try these new target tracking combat goggles. They track targets, isolate buildings, even generate real-time range readings. Use them to gain a tactical advantage.
It's the only advantage you'll have.
Remember, Thorne, targets are always hard. So use the double tap. Chest first to drop them, then the kill shot, right between the eyes.
Forget headshots, kid. I've seen point-blank hits penetrate, curve around the skull, and shoot out the other side. When you want the kill, you go for the throat.
I stand corrected. Now, make me proud out there.
This shooting section you can make really easy or really hard. The first time through it, just go forward as quickly as you can. Hit the yellow button up. If you see something that says enemy detected, wait for the enemy, shoot them, go up again. This is very quick. Do not try to kill all the people in here, because there's an infinite amount of people on here if you just don't go forward a couple times to get through it.
If you're not in his line of sight, then he's yellow. Now, green areas are vegetation. Use those for cover. Brown areas are elevation where the snipers live. The black area is open country. Get in there and you're asking for it.
Hostile detected. Hostile neutralized. Hostile neutralized.
If you can do that in the field, you'll have no worries. All right, you're ready to move on. I've placed a radio beacon in the arena. Your job is to locate, acquire, and return. Use the sat tracking in your goggles to locate the beacon. One more thing. It's not just some bogey out there. Our buddy Bruce is suiting up. He likes to test his people. Personally. You've got 30 seconds. Then I set him loose. I suggest you budget your time wisely.
Pay attention.
Okay, for this next portion, you are going to have to find the beacon. It's that beeping thing. This one, again, go forward a couple times, pick up that beacon, you got to click on it, and hit backwards. If you don't hit backwards, it'll just kind of keep looping you through this, and it will keep giving you endless guys. Go backwards, that ends this scene.
Hostile neutralized.
Yeah. Hey, so I cheated. There's no rules in the field, kid. Just because...
Sniper, shoot on the hill. We got a man down.
There was nothing you could have done, kid. The sniper who took Bruce down was the best I've ever seen. Don't let him shake you. The company lost a great one today. Bruce Jeffries would have made us proud. He would have made them forget the traitors and the sellouts, those damn shootings in front of our gates. Bruce Jeffries would have given us back our good name. But now it's up to you, Thorne.
You made it in here, you can make it out there. Settle the score.
Case Officer Thorne.
Without Jeffries, you're running this mission. Get to Sterling's office pronto.
Another disaster for the agency. We can't afford this after Ames, and we certainly can't expect Sterling's help. Remember, he's a presidential appointee, not a company man.
I've been getting intelligence on stuff. It's not true. It's nothing true. Nothing is going to prove it to you more than what I'm going to show you soon. Afternoon.
Unavoidable, sir. Thorne, Bruce was impressed with your performance, so I've decided that you'll handle the primary investigation, the one he was supposed to run. We found the weapon used in Bruce's killing. Custom-modified 30-06 with optical scope. No prints. Nothing. I put Lang on it. Parker and Asai will follow up on other leads. Jamie and David will be your internal support. The team will pool all its intel. I've also set up a back channel for private communications. Okay, here's the story. 2 weeks ago, the agency received intelligence from a well-placed source in Moscow, codenamed Birdsong. He predicted 2 assassinations. The first one, Fyodor Dubansky, a right-wing candidate for the Russian presidency. The second, our own president. Now, this intel was initially classified as B-, unreliable, and we didn't act on it. Here's B-.
Забудь чеченцев! Забудь всякие паршивые расы! Мы русские! Мы основатели и владельцы Советского Союза! А что нам молиться за кусок ссоры, как собаки? Мы никогда не...
With Dubansky dead, Russian President Polyakov faces serious competition in his re-election bid. Arkady Trebanov, an entrepreneur turned politician, will now get the conservative vote and build a coalition that can vote him into office.
Okay, Birdsong's intel is now A+, which means the president is in real danger. President Brooks is planning a high-profile visit to Russia. He's going to sign a denuke treaty, the first one with real teeth. He wants to give Polyakov a boost. Yes, but if this situation doesn't cool, I'll have to talk to the president about postponing. And that is a conversation I do not want to have. Now, Thorne, I want you to meet with this Birdsong and find out exactly what else he knows.
We can only reach Birdsong through dead drops. No face-to-face meetings. It'll take time.
Well, you're going to have to do better. I want any information Birdsong has ASAP. You'll put a lot of good people in danger. Danger's what they do, isn't it? Why don't we analyze the video first? See if there are any additional clues, like who pulled the trigger. I don't care however you proceed. Just get me answers and fast. Now this is my ass on the line. Well, we have our orders.
Case Officer Thorne.
Thorne, I've put the Dubansky video up on the link with some tools to analyze it. Oh, gotta run. Aside on the other line. What's up?
This K.A.T, the Kennedy Assassination tool. I love this. I wish they would have had this more in the game. This is the only time you use it. I actually think it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. You got to find the bullet holes and then find the shooter. Okay, so the bullet holes are on the very far left of the screen. So go the full way to the left, zoom in, you're going to find the bullet holes. From there, you do kind of a shot trajectory. You click on that and pull it over to where the shot comes from. You'll find out the trajectory of the bullet comes from the far right. So go to the far right, zoom in, and you're going to see a picture of a guy there, and that is going to get you to the mix and match where you find out who the shooter of the Russian president was.
And locate the assassin. File accessed. Dubansky Assassination. Compartment level. Building crime scene model. Red Square, Moscow. Local time 11:13 a.m. Linking to Office of Information Mix and match system initialized. Searching. Match found. Phillips, Thomas Jefferson. Opening email gateway. Message sent.
Saw your notes on harmonica. He was the best damn weapons op I ever saw. Take out a target with a rusty spoon if he had to. A real perfectionist. He did the jobs you never get commendations for, if you catch my meaning. Harmonica's one of the few who could have made that hit on Jeffries. You better watch your back.
Hey, Thorne. I'm on my way out. Need to brush up on my skills at the farm. But I just want to say, excellent job on the K.A.T. I zapped the harmonica stuff to Parka, Asai, and Lang. That ought to keep them busy. Unless you find him first. Of course, there's something else on your docket. Max Foster, who runs our Moscow station, just called me. She says the assassination scene is a zoo. They can't even find the bullet that killed Dubansky. I'm betting harmonica used a stealth projectile, one that doesn't leave a trace. Also, not one witness reported hearing a shot. Even people in Dealey Plaza heard shots. Warhurst had me open a compartment called Pinpoint. It's all about stealth projectiles, and it's on the workstation in your office. Use the IA to figure out what kind of bullet was involved. Then we'll know which weapon harmonica used. Good luck.
Okay, so here we want to find out what the
Welcome
bullet
to
was and
SMT.
what the gun was.
Clearance
So you go to this
confirmed.
pinpoint thing,
Compartment
click on the needle
pinpoint
pack,
access.
projectile, that's what was used. You'll find that it is silent, that is also fired by a PEG. Okay, so the PEG is a silent kill weapon, creating no audible sound. You find out through playing the game that there's no sound made when this shot goes down. So this is obviously the gun. There's no trace for it. It's the needle point bullet. So we're going to report that, and that'll move us on.
Opening email gateway. Message sent.
Thorne, I saw your analysis of the video. Harmonica was one of our top paramilitary ops. He left the agency about 2 years ago. I don't know how the hell he got the peg. We'd better meet with Sterling.
I've got some tapes I'm going to show you that's going to show you that this agency is going for the Gene told me about Harmonica and the peg. Things just keep getting worse. An ex-agency man uses an agency weapon to assassinate a Russian political figure?
Even I wouldn't believe that we had nothing to do with it.
Harmonica couldn't have stolen one of our pegs without help from the inside. It is one of our most secret programs.
At this point, tracking down that peg may be our best lead to Harmonica. Somehow, the peg moved from a CIA facility out into the field.
Well, let's find that peg, and let's find this Harmonica. This is a goddamn political minefield.
Oh, and don't forget about Birdsong.
Case Officer Thorne, welcome to Interlink.
It hasn't been that long since we completed the peg ourselves, and our intel puts us years ahead of anyone else in electric gun technology. We built the whole thing in-house at the InfoSci facility. There wasn't even outsourcing for components. I put up a link to the security database for InfoSci. Check it out. Maybe the thief left us a clue.
All right, Thorne. Jamie told me she called up a security model on the InfoScience company. We've been using these since the Aldrich Ames mess. People figured we should have known he was a bad apple because his work habits were irregular. So now everyone keeps tabs on everybody. Thorne, you've got to get to know these InfoSci people. They're the only 4 who had access to that weapon. Security breaches don't just happen. You'll have links to phone taps, security camera photos, voice recognition, even elevator records. Hopefully our thief left some footprints. Or voice prints. Good luck.
Good little puzzle here, and if you get stuck on this one, you're not the only one. A couple people do for this one. Dr. Cohen.
Benton,
that guy looks a little
Lieutenant Warren T.
suspicious, doesn't he? We're going to look at his stuff when we're
Cohen,
doing this
Dr.
one.
Darren
Specifically, we're going to open up his
Magruder,
file, and we are
Dr.
going to
K.A.T.
check on a couple things. One, we find out when you read his file, he is
Son,
claustrophobic.
Dr. Lee
So he
Tay.
never uses the elevator. And you can see on there that there's an elevator icon. We're going to
Security
click on that
model
elevator
online.
icon,
Cohen,
find out that he used
Dr.
it on
Darren
that day.
M.
That is
For
going to lead
personal
us to get to the
information,
picture
click
of
the
the
folder
bad guy
icon.
who stole the PEG. And we're not done with Dr. Cohen, though. We got to go to a couple dates that you will see. We're going to check his phone records from the 2nd and the 22nd. there's a conversation with a woman on here that we're going to do sound analysis on. When you do that sound analysis on it, you're going to ID her voice, and we'll show you in a clip here how to ID her voice. It's actually pretty quick. Click in, click out when she's talking, hit sound analysis, and you'll find out who it is.
Also been documented.
Darren Cohen, A Stitch in Time saves 9.
Off-hours building. Searching. Match found. Federal Bureau of Investigation accessed. Opening email gateway. Message sent. Calls from unknown searching.
Darren Cohen.
Well, hello there, Darren Cohen.
Searching. Searching.
Darren Cohen.
Hi.
Oh, yes. Hello. I believe we were discussing Saturday.
No, Friday late.
Late, yeah. That could be arranged. You know, Betty's...
She's out of town?
Well, actually, yes, she is. I'll be working on this infrared. You really shouldn't call me here.
Then I'll hang up. See you tomorrow night.
Goodbye.
Okay, we've done the sound analysis. We've done the mix and match picture. Now we got to report that. The PEG was stolen by Wayne Allen, who was assisted by Ying, and the FBI can apprehend them at East Rockland Street, Washington, D.C. If that Rockland Street doesn't pop up, you have to look at the address where that call on the 2nd originated from, and it's that D.C. address.
I can't imagine that pair working for anyone except profit. No word on the ex-FBI man Wayne Allen, but our friends at the Bureau will no doubt be hunting down Ying Chung Wang. Nice work. We'll talk after we've acquired her. That's all.
Sorry about the theatrics, but under the circumstances, they were necessary. I'm sure you recognize Bill Colby, one of my predecessors at Langley.
I've heard a lot about you, Thorne.
I've kept Bill up to date on your progress.
Impressive so far.
Your success is why we brought you here. We've got a problem at the agency.
Harmonica couldn't have known about the peg. We developed it after he left.
That means that someone within the agency is leaking to somebody hostile.
And that somebody can waltz right into one of our most secure installations and make off with a highly classified weapon.
A mole. One that could be more damning than Ames.
I know your slate is full, Thorne, but we need you. And if you're successful, you can write your own ticket. I'll add Bill to the communications loop. Direct all of your thoughts on the mole to him. He'll keep Peter and me up to date.
Otherwise, chain of command remains. I don't want any of this getting out. Understood?
If this mole is as deep as it looks, the agency is history.
Case Officer Thorne.
Got word on the bust. Ying was tipped off just as the feds got there. She killed an agent, got away clean. They're putting the intel from the scene together right now. I'll have it sent to your office.
There are several reasons people betray their country, and some of them are better than others. I'd look for certain personality traits when I was recruiting. The people looking to upgrade their lifestyles are always a risk. They'll take money, sex, and whatever else you can give them, but usually they'll leave a trail and get caught. Ames was an upgrader, and we caught him. That's why I always look for the ideologues. They're the gems. They truly believe they're doing the right thing. And if they're good, their motivations are personal and invisible.
Thorne, we need to track down Ying. Now, I'm getting buried here, and it's a big planet we live on, so I'm hoping you can turn up some clues on your own. Because tonight I've got a private life to attend to.
Hi, Thorne. DDO's office asked me to tell you the stuff from Rockland is in your office. It looks like Ying was passing codes, probably Veals. I'll send you some cipher tools and a brief synopsis on codes.
This is our first decoding here. It's pretty easy. I mean, we picked up that Beowulf book. I think that's a hint. So the decode key, you just go down to Beal Books, Beowulf, boom, done. Super simple.
Link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful.
Opening email gateway.
Message sent.
Got a present for you. We have confirmed that Ying is in Moscow. Asai is heading up a team to take her down. Now, Max Foster will be calling you to let you know how it goes. But just in case, I'm going to send you some tools for planning interrogations. We may want to leverage her relationship with Grindel to get her to talk.
Case Officer Thorne.
Thorne, I'm Max Foster. I run the safe house here in Moscow. I've got Ying. Come deal with her soon. I have to ship her back to the States.
Hey, kid. Heard you snatched the peg thief. There's something in the Moscow safe house that you should know about. It's an interrogation device left over from the Cold War. They've got it stored in a place they call the bullpen. You won't like it much, but it gets the job done, and most people survive the ordeal.
Case Officer Thorne.
It's Warhurst. Listen, I know Milkovsky may have recommended some, how can I put this, extreme measure to get information from Ying. There's something called the Geneva Convention, Thorne, and we'd like to abide by it. Simply put, what you're considering is illegal, and I don't want the DO mixed up in it. Let's not get dirty on this one.
Case Officer Thorne.
Just pulled Harmonica's passport from UK immigration. Harmonica's in Moscow. Watch your backside.
Hi, I'm Max Foster. We have Ying in the interrogation chamber downstairs. She's waiting for you. I hope you get the information you need. Give me a call on the intercom if you need anything.
As cool as the bullpen sounds, you cannot use the bullpen. If you use the bullpen, you'll kill Ying and you get fired from the FBI. So you don't want to do that. Go into the interrogation room, no bullpen, and ask her these questions in this order. That will get you the result you want to go throughout the game. So just watch this video, see what our questions are, and do it like that, and you will get the answers you want out of Ying so you can keep moving on in the game. But no bueno on the bullpen.
From one buffoon agency to another. I'm listening. What are my choices? I'm listening. I'm listening. What do you want to know? I was to steal and deliver the peg to Felix Scody in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. He's a real jerk. He tried to kiss me. I nearly killed him. Now I may have. I don't know anything else. I told you I don't know anything more! Can I go now? I've done some contract work for a group called K.A.T. It's a paycheck. A big paycheck. I don't know anything else. I told you I don't know anything more! Can I go now?
Case Officer Thorne, welcome to Interlink. Controlled access authenticated. Power play compartment linking to Office of Information. Level critic.
It's Warhurst. Jamie has patched us into the image database so that I can talk you through this. We just received these from the ATF. Those people had no leads until you captured Ying. This is where the peg fell into Scody's hands, and probably Harmonica's. Abandoned warehouse in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. That That's Felix Scody, the arms dealer Ying told you about. Been a heroin broker and a money launderer, but gun running is his first love. His buyers usually end up like this. The ATF has been watching Scody for months, but he slipped away after this deal went sour. Thorne, I'm afraid that's not the half of it. Scody killed these men without firing a shot. Marco Fabrizi, apparently the middleman. He and his partners all died of massive coronary arrest. At least that's what the medical examiner says. And there were no bullets or bullet holes to be found. Nothing. I realize it sounds impossible, but you already know about silent kills. This new weapon gets the same results with no projectile at all. Looks like he rested it there. And used this for power. Check your ATF web link for a report from the lead agent. He says there was a, let's see here, a concentrated high-frequency burst at the scene before they moved in. Scody escaped here. He was killed later, just outside Minsk. Thorne, this new weapon is out there. Probably in Harmonica's hands. I don't need to tell you what that means. I've circulated these pictures via Interpol and the State Department. Right now, Harmonica is the most wanted man in the world. Good luck out there.
This is where we stand. We've eliminated most of the low-level agency employees from the list of possible moles. But that's not surprising. Our mole has access, directly or otherwise, to high-level information. I'll keep you informed.
Gene Warhurst told me you're poking into the Russian mafia. You want to talk to Yuri Gromchevsky. He's with the SVR. Yuri works with the SVR's Mafia Crimes Unit. He'll help with your investigation of the Russian Mafia's involvement in the peg theft. I sent him a copy of the image you grabbed of the assassin. He's looking into it. I'll shoot Yuri's number to your PDA. You can call him from your office. Sluzhba Veneshne Razvedaki. It's the new name for Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service. We've had Birdsong investigating the Mafia because we want to keep an eye on their efforts to recruit Russian scientists. They're starting to deal in technical secrets, and we'd like to keep track of what they're selling and to whom. The problem is, he's a scientist, not a spy, and they're on to him. They want him to prove his loyalty. Kill a man. Local mafia thug. They've even tried to give him a gun. I've set a meeting. It's not standard operating procedure, but we don't have a choice. He reluctantly agreed to meet in his apartment. The only place he feels safe these days. He says he can get more information about the president's hit. It's not my call. It's yours. Your mission is priority one. But if you want my opinion, we shouldn't do it. You can have Pearson's old office down the hall. Nothing fancy. Just a place to collect your thoughts, review notes, make calls, and use a computer. We asked for a new security system 2 years ago, but we're still stuck with 1970s technology. 1 minute max, we call it. And no reference to me. It covers the room in a minute flat. Everybody's in the field. I'm all that's left to mind the store since the budget cuts. It's not usually this deserted, but...
Case Officer Thorne, welcome.
Can I help you with something? Man, that part of my life is over. Way over. The agency sent me to bring in Melnikov. MI6 sent John Blake to take him out. Too bad nobody clued me in. I tracked down Melnikov and then Blake killed him. You kidding? Without Melnikov calling the shots, Pro-Cat wouldn't even exist. Of course, you could ask Blake what he thinks, but be warned. He's a freak. Some upper-class hipster doing wet work for MI6. In the end, he wasn't cut out for this kind of work. I'm told he still sees Melnikov's ghost. Scares the pants off him, and it serves him right. After Paul Pratt, I moved from operations to intelligence. Sure, the work's boring, but here backstabbing is only figurative. Now I still get to play in the game, but I no longer have to blindly follow orders.
Okay, here we're going to call Yuri. If you didn't pick up his number, it is pretty obvious where to call, but here's his number right here.
Gromchevsky here. Hello, Thorne. I'm expecting your call. Yes, I have received photo from Foster. You have called the right man. Come over any time. My office is in Yasenevo. Hello. You must be Thorne of the CIA. It is my pleasure to meet you. My general has had talks with your Mr. Sterling about the Dubansky incident, and he is satisfied that it was, as you say, a former agent acting alone. I am a good soldier, so I must also be satisfied. How can I be of assistance? Yes, they are mafia. Perhaps they are Chechen or Ingushi, but I'm not sure. But I know who can tell. Господин Кольогин, американский здесь. Заходите, пожалуйста, чтобы его встретить.
О, Юра, привет. Как называешься?
Oleg Kalugin, this is Thorne of the CIA.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Thorne.
Oleg, do you happen to know the two men in the background of this photograph?
Well, this picture was obviously taken when Fyodor Dobrensky was assassinated.
Yes.
The one on the left is called Ilya. He used to be called the Hammer.
Oh, yes. He was the one who was shot in the head by one of his henchmen over a pair of blue jeans.
That's right, over the pair of blue jeans. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Well, the other one is Uzbek. I do not know him by name. Sorry.
Thank you. Спасибо за эту встречу.
Спасибо тоже. Рад видеться. Надеюсь, мы повстречаемся с Даниэлой скоро.
Он спрашивает меня тоже самодела. Суббота?
Окей, суббота. До свидания.
До свидания. Хорошо. It has grown fat on the milk of two cows. Drugs and corruption. Last year, Soviet republics shipped drugs worth 11.5 billion US dollars, virtually all of which shipped to Western Europe and your states. Most of all of these drugs were shipped through Russia and her own web of organized crime clans. That is an understatement. The mafia is everywhere these days. They are even behind one of the presidential candidates, Arkady Cherbanov. I have proof. In my heart, I have proof. I know Cherbanov has his hands in their pockets. I will get the proof. You have come to the right man. I will set up meeting. You will see for yourself. I will call you when it is time. It has been good to meet you, Thorn.
All right, Birdsong, our informant. The key with Birdsong is not asking him to kill anyone. If you ask him to kill somebody, not good. That is not the response that we want. It's a very quick video with him, but pretty much just not killing anyone with Birdsong.
They'll find out. I cannot. Do you know what I must do to get that information? They question my loyalty. They want me to kill a young mafioso to prove my loyalty. I cannot do this. I will consider this. Now, please, forgive me if I don't show you out. Good afternoon.
Case Officer Thorne. What?
Hold on to your breakfast. German TV is running this promo for a news story about a stolen nuclear weapon. I did some poking around in German intelligence and they say that it isn't as bad as it looks. The weapon's not actually functional. Someone removed the pin. The Germans like to think the sellers had enough conscience to hang on to the really dangerous stuff. I think I know better. They're selling it separately.
Der Kalte Krieg ist vorbei. Die Welt ist vor einer atomaren Apokalypse sicher. Nein, in der nächsten Achtung werde ich Sie über mein neuestes Spielzeug genau informieren. Eine voll funktionsfähige Atombombe. Verpassen Sie es nicht. Morgen in Achtung.
The State Department is trying to get as much information out of the Germans as they can, but they're being pretty tight-lipped. Back in Russia, this is a serious blow to Polyakov. Politico is predicting a major shift in the polls. Jerbanov should pass him within a few days.
Gromchevsky here. My friend, you wanted to meet Cherbanov? I have arranged it. Meet me alongside the Vilnius Center in 1 hour.
Case Officer Thorne.
This is one of those ones that I really, this is why you play the game to find this stuff, but if you're stuck, the sound hack. This is an important thing to actually read here. Not all these messages are important. This is one of them. The sound hack is though. And newsflash. Newsflash. That comes in handy at the end of the game. Newsflash, this is an actually important one to read. So read this one, although you won't be using this for a while.
I am looking at the photo of Parker. He is not the only one out of commission. Lang is MIA. I had to cut his PDA out of the loop in case he's been captured. Hate to say it, Thorne, but it's down to you and a sigh.
President Brooks announced today that his upcoming journey to Moscow will be cut short due to an increasing workload at the Oval Office. The president will travel only long enough to join President Alexander Polyakov in signing the end treaty. Russian presidential candidate K.A.T has been rising in the polls since the recent assassination of Fyodor Dubansky. President Brooks' approval rating reached an all-time low today. 74% of people surveyed believe he has not shown sufficient world leadership, and according to the polls, that doesn't sit well with the average American.
Case Officer Thorne.
It is Birdsong. I am in danger. They have discovered my affiliation with you. I have been, how do you say it? I have been compromised. Do not attempt to contact me. Never again.
I hated that bastard job enough. I told him I forgot our invitations.
Докінчаю, друзі мої, і допитаюся одно запитання. Яке життя будемо
Чербанов,
ліпше допитатися,
Professor Oasis.
яку Росію буде мати? Хоч Бог
General
свою
Roba,
головою.
his campaign manager.
Хорошо, знімки можна. Знімки можна. Так.
Yuri Gromchevsky as he lets his dogs out at night. And who would this be?
This is Thorn. I wanted to show how deeply organized crime permeates Russia. I could think of no better place to start.
The U.S. So you are FBI, CIA? I welcome you to our fine country, Thorn. I hope Yuri here hasn't bored you with his talk of mafia conspiracy to defeat Polyakov. Oh, and how is Alexander this evening? A bit under the weather, I imagine.
You are mad for power. You don't care if you drag Russia down to get it. You know the only way to win these elections is to destroy your opponent's reputation. Destroy their lives.
Lina. Allow me introduce Torn from the United States, who with Polyakov's task force on organized crime. Gromchevsky here is showing Torn around.
So, the butcher has become a babysitter.
Terribly ironic. I think Yuri here has just accused me of having Dubinsky killed.
How dare you say such a thing? It is so like Polyakov. He begins to feel a little pressure, and instantly he sends his militia and his Yankee cronies on the competition. Idź k czortu. Jak ty możesz takowe
Lena, dosyć. Nie trzeba перечуть.
This conversation is over. Please excuse me.
Okay, check out this wonderful origami that we have here. Pick that up and check the filing cabinet. When you check the filing cabinet, there's going to be a disk in there. With that disk, we're going to take that to the computer, and we are going to look at GOG and Magog GOG. Those are the two files we're going to look at to decipher. But to decipher those, we have to use our EMBC disk. Yes, I had to look at my notes to see that one. Use that disk and download the Rabid Hound. That's the Beal code that we have to use to decipher what is in this GOG and Magog emails. So both of those messages, GOG, Magog, RE GOG, RE Magog, and use the Beal code from the Hound book, and you will find out what is going on now.
Link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful.
I sure hope I'm wrong about this. But it sounds like this message is referring to a nuclear pit. You know, the part that goes boom.
Controlled access authenticated. Power play
When you get that Onyx file, actually read through it. There's a lot of useful information in there.
Thorn, it's Max. I just got a call from Birdsong. He's running scared. I tried to reason with him, but he wants no part of us. I'll put Birdsong's dossier and the recording of the call up on Intel Link. Oh, and you want to check out his apartment for any clues. You'll be discreet, I'm sure. I'll keep you posted. Thanks, Thorn.
link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful. Link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful.
This is one of those ones that you actually need to click on, the ominous alley. This is what you want to click on. She'll say something to you. If you're not playing with the volume up very high, you might not hear it. But click on the alley here to get Yuri's file.
But take this. It should be interesting reading. Things are not what they seem. Think. Who benefits most from Dubansky's death? Polyakov. And who are Polyakov's cronies? Things have not changed as much here as everyone thinks. The hammer and sickle still weighs heavily on our lives.
One hour, 7:45. Okay, you got to break into Birdsong's place. This is actually, we're going to use that little kit there to break in the lock, and we're going to shoot the guy in here. Do not talk to this guy. If you talk to him, he will just shoot you. These guys went rogue. Shoot the guy in Birdsong's apartment.
Thorn, thank God I found you. Damn thing isn't working. I had to go by the safe house and see Max Foster. You said you'd be here. So, talk to me. Any new leads on Pro.Cat?
Case Officer Thorn. Mission directives for Case Officer Thorn. Linking to Office of Information Resources. Level.
And we saw it earlier, but if you didn't write it all the way down, here's Blake's phone number. The longest phone number I think ever dialed in a video game of all time. So call up Blake, find out that he's in London, and you're going to visit Blake. Yes, Thorne. How can I be of assistance? K.A.T. I thought the agency closed the books on them. Why the new interest? Really? Let me guess. Korean woman known by several names. Marie Cho, Ying, Chong Wang, and Debbie Gibson come to mind. She's an acquisition specialist. Used to be with the Korean intelligence before K.A.T recruited her. Ah, yes, David Holt. An excellent tracker. But alas, the boy lost his nerve at a key point in poor print. Nearly compromised the mission, I'm afraid. I've quite a bit more data, but I can't share it over the phone. Any time would be fine. I'm at home more or less all day, except for the odd trip to town for groceries or a new musical release. I'd welcome a chance to chat.
Case Officer Thorne. What?
How the hell could Blake know about Ying? My contacts at MI6 say he's out of touch. Let's check him out.
I'm in the back. Thorne, I've been expecting you. Please, have a seat. I'd hoped this K.A.T affair would stay in the distant past, where it belongs. I was working with the agency to take down Nikolai Melnikov. They called him the Butcher of Jalalabad because he terrorized the locals by putting bombs in children's toys. After Afghanistan, he turned capitalist and went on to form K.A.T. You know, it means for hire in Russian. The bloody bastard. We had to do something. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll gather that information I promised you. I see you're a fellow computer file, eh? They're so infernally addictive, aren't they? I think, however, you'll find this even more scintillating. Here you go. You'll need this more than I ever will. I call this my Encyclopedia K.A.T, a compendium of facts and figures and K.A.T activity, past and present. As far as I know, there are no more than a handful of spy mercenaries. Don't be fooled, though. They're all lethal in their individual ways. Everything I know about K.A.T is in this folio. I have several stored at strategic locations as a precaution. If only I could be sure that I put him in his grave. The car exploded, yes. But I had to withdraw once the device was planted, and 6 never confirmed the kill. Probably only a formality, but a professional likes to be thorough. If Melnikov isn't in his grave, don't you think he might come after the man who tried to put him there? The Yellow Pages are no mere academic exercise. Consider them a survival manual. Put them to good use during your investigation. No, no, it was my pleasure.
Case Officer Thorne. Case Officer Thorne.
I found
another set of build codes. These are in the newsgroup rec.music.blues. It's a pair of messages from a Fred Vorble at Georgetown University. I checked them out, no such person. I managed to break Vorble's build codes. Listen up. One reads, operative to London. The other, operative to Moscow, Raven captured. This matches your travel itinerary. I smell a mole.
Thorne, before you get too cozy with your fellow team members, keep in mind that where this mole is concerned, nobody is above suspicion.
Okay, now we've met with Blake, we have that file. We're going to read through that file, and not everything in there is important. It's a lot of information, so we're going to tell you what you actually need to read in that file. Kneecaps, that guy. Take a look at that picture, take a look at his nickname. Those are both going to come up later in the game. Samir Balsara, aka Onyx. This is also a file that you want to read up on. Read up on his aliases as well. It is well there. What type of food? Also read up on what Onyx likes. His food preferences, his airport travel preference, and his handcuffs thing. Those are all important and will be used later in the game. Okay, we are going to download another book here, Croak Goeth the Raven. If you recognize, Raven is the name for Ying that they use in the game. That's what Grendel calls her. Now we're going to finally do the sound analysis on that phone call that we got from Birdsong. This one's a little bit tricky. I would listen to it in its full entirety first, but there are 3 sections in here. It's the bells, there's also a tram that you need to listen to, and airport.
I have left Moscow. It's too dangerous.
What are you talking about? What happened?
Once you get those 3 things recognized in the sound analysis, click on that map there, and it will give you an overlay of where all those 3 things intersect. Novobursk, I can't read. I'm not Russian. I'm not even going to try that. That is the one we want to go to. When you go there, you're going to click on the overlay for all 3 of those again, and you're going to find out that he is at the Suvorov residence. That's where Birdsong is at. So report that, and you'll move on to the next portion.
Linking to National Reconnaissance Office. Novosibirsk, Russian Federation.
Opening email gateway. Message sent.
Case Officer Thorne.
Good job finding Birdsong. I'll have some of my people pick him up.
Case Officer Thorne. Well controlled access authenticated. Welcome to the central power play compartment. Case Officer Thorne.
Good news. We found Birdsong. But I'm not sure he's going to cooperate. That's not fair. Birdsong has risked his life for us. And it certainly won't help recruiting. I won't do it. Well, I want to go on record to say I'm opposed to this. But it's your op.
Various menu. Here, this may be of use.
Okay, the serial numbers on these bills, the thing that Yuri gives you, this is actually pretty important, and this is how we're going to find Onyx.
Please do not ask where I got this. We're both professional. You need it, I have it. Even that is more than I should say. You must go now. I do not want to get caught here, together, with what you have in your hands. You have far more pressing problems, my friend. I suggest you keep your priorities straight. I have jeopardized my standing in SVR to help you. Do not make me regret it. Now, please. I'm very busy.
Case Officer Thorne.
If you looked at his travel, if you looked at his travel tab on his file, you'll find on his flight patterns, you'll find the flight that he is on. I'm not going to ruin it for you because I actually think that's a pretty fun thing to look at. But look at his flight card. You'll find it what it is. It's 3-6 that he is flying. You find that if you don't want to know, he's in Berlin, so he's in Germany. And then when we click on that CFET on the Onyx file right there in the analysis portion, you'll find out that you can look at where he spent bills. If you look at 3-6, which was when we know he traveled to Germany, you will find that those bills match up at Hotel Schlumpfen. Yes, the wonderful Hotel Schlumpfen. So we know where he is staying at.
Opening email gateway.
Onyx is in Heidelberg using the $20 bills at Hotel Schlumpfen when you use your report button.
Message sent.
Glad to see you've got a lead on the pit sale, Thorne. Good luck.
Please hold for the President of the United States.
I appreciate your efforts concerning this assassination conspiracy, but I've just been briefed on this nuclear pit situation. Now, Pete Sterling and I agree that it must take precedence. He'll follow up with you shortly. The country's counting on you. God bless and good luck.
Thorne, I understand the President has already contacted you. Finding the pit is the top priority. Put the harmonica hunt on hold.
It's Harmonica, the alley across from the safe house. Be there in 1 minute. No tails, no backup. Compromise me and I'm gone. I just might kill you on my way.
This is too good to be true. Big trap. stole them. I'll scramble anyone I can find. Go!
There's a portion here where you can join Pro.K.A.T or not. It really does not matter at all in this game. You can steal these files, you can not steal the file. I found that there's very little difference in the game if you do it. You do not have to go back in the alley to meet with Harmonica ever again if you don't want to, which I didn't in this playthrough.
Glad you can make it, Thorn. Pro.K.A.T has their eyes on you. Of course, we thought you were harmless. Now, you're not so harmless. You caught Ying. Pretty soon you could have us all nailed. Unless I nail you first. Of course, we could just let the agency do it for us. You're gonna take a major fall back at Langley. They're gonna finger you for the mole. I'm gonna give you a choice. An easy one if you know what's good for you. Join Pro.K.A.T. or die. Right, there's a document locked in Foster's desk. Third drawer from the top on the right. It's a list of payments to local contacts for the past 3 months. Get it right now and come back here. A friend of mine will take care of you. You pass this test, and then we talk.
Okay, next we're going up to the hotel and we're meeting Onyx. Kind of for a guy who's a international killer, just kind of lets you walk in and hangs out with you. So very odd, I thought. But you have to ask him these questions that we do here in the order that they're laid out. And also go get the handcuffs and handcuff him up there so you can be Onyx for the peg cell.
Who are you that you know I'm Onyx? Then you know I no longer deal with the company. I have no knowledge of such a transaction. It seems I have little choice. What do you want? The deal is at midnight tonight. We are to meet at the Scharfenstahl plant on the outskirts of town. I'm to give him the password and they will give me the pet. French vanilla. Pro.K.A.T looks after its own. There will be backup there. I would not entertain thoughts of gunplay with them if I were you. They will be prepared for such actions.
Case Officer Thorne.
It worked. Birdsong set up a meeting with his informant. I'm en route to the stakeout. Meet me there.
When you go to the sale portion here and you're going as Onyx, you want to actually buy this. You want to use the right code. You want to use French vanilla. You do not want to go in there shooting. If you do, there's a bad ending to the game, which there's kind of a nuclear war at the end of the game because this ends up getting in the hands of the Russians and Pro.K.A.T, and they end up blowing up the world, kind of. So use the code, get the nuclear weapon.
is lost beyond the heart. They captured her. I don't have any idea where she is. We were supposed to meet. I just don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah, we got it right here. All you need is the right password and it's yours. Alles klar. Nice doing business with you. Make sure you let your people know there'll be more where that came from.
Case Officer Thorne.
Please hold for the President of the United States.
Congratulations on a job well done. The country and the world owe you a debt of gratitude. And I'm still counting on you to nail this harpsichord character.
Outstanding work, Thorne. No telling where this might have gone otherwise. I've explained the situation to the Chancellor. He'll have a team waiting at the airport. They'll pick up a bit. Now you can get back to the real mission, Harmonica.
Okay, in this portion, I'm going to speed through it really quickly. You just have to look at all this stuff to kind of eliminate Holt or eliminate the woman that is helping you out. None of these messages mattered. You can just breeze through them really quickly.
Case Officer Thorne.
God almighty, what sadistic son of a bitch did that? Dispatch a cleanup team. Stay on task.
Okay, we found out the fate of Max, and now we're going to use the chip in this video to find out more information. Put that into your computer, use this video imaging capturing thing. You're going to find out that Kneecaps is one of the bad guys. He did the actual shooting, but we have to figure out where this was as well.
Opening email gateway. Email cancelled. Central power play.
To find out
201
where
files
Kneecaps was, you're going to have to
accessed.
go into the 201
Level
files,
routine.
into Max, into the people that worked for Max, and to save yourself a lot of time,
Foster,
if you want to
Maxine
know,
Marie.
here it is. If you don't, spoiler, stop it. Owen Pearson. Check out Owen Pearson's ops file, and he'll tell you where Kneecap's address
Owen
is.
Arthur.
You have to go through a lot of this, and this is probably the place where people get stuck the most on this one, finding the address for Kneecaps.
Opening email gateway.
But Owen Pearson, ops log, get the address. Now you can report who actually killed Max here.
Message sent.
Good work finding Kneecaps. I'll dispatch an assault team ASAP. I want this guy.
This is one of the things that make Spycraft great. It is not the same damn puzzle over and over and over again. This Badman thing here, it's really weird. It's super 1996, but I love it. It just adds a curveball into the gameplay and makes it a lot more fun. The way you do this one, control all four of these guys, take them upstairs to the second floor. The north door, the first door above you, you're gonna throw a, you can use the blue guy and look in there and use the sound and find out that it doesn't work. Go in there, throw a flash grenade in there, get into that room, use the yellow guy, blow up the wall, throw in another flash grenade. Then we can, do not throw a flash grenade into the wall. If you're in that one that we blew the wall at, do not throw a flash grenade into that next room. If you do, you will kill Birdsong, and that will make you do this all over again, which kind of makes you watch this whole video. It takes about 5 minutes, and it's really annoying. So just enter that room, and if you enter it from the one that you blew the hole out of, it's a little bit better for Birdsong. If you go in the other way, it's a little bit worse. So go in that way, but Birdsong is in that north room, second room up there. But if you do it the way that's shown here, you'll get Birdsong, you'll get to the next part of the game.
Contact. And remember, this is a shadow op. Let's avoid the local authorities. Some of us want to see our families again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Execute! 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 These boys are hiding something, Thorn. Now we're talking. I can't see a thing. Over. Fire in the hole. 3, 2, 1. Roger, baby. Taking fire! Taking fire! Automatic! Automatic! I got AKs 3 ways from Sunday, Thorn. Taking fire! Taking fire! Automatic weapons! Birdsongs in the cage. Exfil in progress. Over.
I had no idea they could do such horror. Everyone was my enemy. You threatened me. They acted as my friend. I told them about Max. I never thought they'd kill her. They tortured me, forced me to reveal information about our warheads. K.A.T already stole a bomb. They're mercenaries, people without conscience. They plan to auction Russia's nuclear arsenal, bomb by bomb. This has been hell. Everyone has betrayed me. I betrayed everyone. I'm so sorry. Now you must stop these people.
Case Officer Thorne, welcome to Intel.
I found another communication from the mole. It's a pair of messages. One from Fred Vorval, the other's from a non-0629, an anonymous remailer in Finland. And whoever they are, they sure know how to stay faceless on the net. Anyway, I tried decoding, no go. Nothing else has paid off either. So if you have any ideas on the source, run it through the Decipher tools.
Link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful. Link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful.
Thorne, I'm impressed. I think you got our mole in a pickle. They used to call me the scout. I might have to pass the baton. But don't get cocky just yet. That longitude and latitude you decrypt from the mole message? It's Tunisia. Remote Tunisia. Near an old training ground for leftist guerrillas. Real pleasure zone. Watch your ass in there.
Get to the chopper. I don't do a good Arnold, but we are in the chopper now, and we're landing in Tunisia, and this is a gunfight. Pretty much self-explanatory here. Kill the bad guys. Don't get into open areas. If you do, run out of it immediately, or you're going to get shot by a sniper. When you encounter Blake, drop the gun. You're going to have a little showdown with him here. His gun is going to jam. When his gun jams, get your gun, shoot Blake. That's how you end this one. Blake, who would have known that really good-looking, sleazy British guy was a bad guy? Oh my.
Taking fire! Mayday! Mayday! This is Rescue. LZ just lit up. Missile free! Missile free! Oh, man! Thorne, you copy? Thorne, this is Rescue. Look, someone down there just locked onto me with a missile. Cannot maintain orbit on station. Repeat, cannot maintain orbit on station. Unless you take care of those bogeys yourself, you'll be walking home. But I am retreating. Repeat, I am retreating. Rescue out.
Hello, Thorne. You're taking it well. Expected to nab Mirage and the mole in one fell swoop, eh? It appears the agency's communications are not so secure, and I'd say you've rather fallen into my trap.
Warning, you have entered hostile line of fire.
Ah!
Toss the weapon, Thorn. Now the goggles. I'm eminently impressed. Those were some of my best hitters. Unfortunately, you'll never get a chance to stop the assassination. The game is over, and you lose. My contract with the Mafia is fulfilled. Bloody hell. Wait, Thorn. You need me. Look, you...
Case Officer Thorn.
Thorn, nice work with Blake, and don't worry, we'll take care of him. But I need you in Moscow now to stop Harmonica. You've got the best chance of making a positive ID. I've got a chopper headed your way. It'll take you to home plate where a Hornet will bring you to Moscow. I'll meet you there. President Brooks and I are aboard Air Force One now. We'll be landing in a couple of hours.
So we're back on the helicopter. We have to turn around and we go into our bag, pull out that computer. As soon as you open it up, you're going to see a countdown on there. You've got about 30 seconds. Start downloading information. When it gets up to about 30%, that's enough. Close it, throw it out the door of the helicopter, and then start looking at the files on this computer. When you start looking at the files, you can start decoding them.
23, 22, 21,
and most of this stuff that you decode, they are messages. They are not, these are not hard. This is just the same decode process that we went through all the other ones. As you can see it here on the video, very easy. You can't send any of those messages to anyone because you're not tied up to the internet. Remember, it's 1996. There is no cell phone on this chopper in Tunisia. So get the information you can. But really the only thing that is important on this one is a name in it. VOLPE. VOLPE. That's what getting all this information really makes the last portion of this game very easy if you read these messages. But VOLPE is the key to this one.
I noticed you found a message from Blake to our target, the Mole. It seems K.A.T can be run from anywhere in the world by anyone who's got his computer. Maybe you should run K.A.T for a while.
Link established to National Security Agency. Decryption successful.
Roger, Thorn, carrier in sight.
Congratulations, Thorn. President Brooks and I just landed ourselves. Well, let's go aboard and see if we can't get him to see reason. Discretion is the better part of survival. Mr. President, I'd like you to meet Thorn.
Well, welcome aboard. It's good to finally put a face to the name. This de-nuke deal's been in the works for 2 years. If we don't get these Russian missiles tied up, they're going to be sold to the highest bidder. What's more, without this treaty, Polyakov certainly will lose the election.
There must be some way to reason.
I appreciate the concern, but frankly, I don't see any alternative.
Yes, but...
No more buts. I let this treaty slide by, and tomorrow any two-bit dictator with enough cash will be pointing a missile at our front yard. I've whittled things down as much as I can. All I have to do is go up on that stage, speak for 2 minutes, sign the papers, and leave. I'm sure Thorne can get the job done. If not, the Secret Service will have to. Now, if you don't mind, I got a speech to prepare.
Listen, Thorne. This is where the rules of the game change. We're playing for big stakes, the biggest. These are the security maps of the ceremony site that you wanted. Do whatever you need to do.
Hey, Thorne, are you there? It's me, Jamie. All the way from the States.
Very long explanation. Again, another reason why Spycraft is effing awesome is the variation in the type of puzzles and the logic and thought process it is to solve these things. Okay, you find these flashing red lights. You know it's the red light because that's what you need to operate this gun. And you also remember those messages we just read. Volp is in on this. So you see a flashing red light by Volp. That's obviously the one you're going to go to. Now this one, the first time you do this, you're probably going to just look around. You're going to get shot right away. As soon as you go into this and you get into it, hit shoot. It'll shoot the bad guy for you. It'll get harmonica. He's in a disguise.
I made sure the
that
NRO
ends
boys
it. Good
patched this
ending.
into their electronic
Nice job.
surveillance stats. They'll isolate electronic signals in the area. Perfect. Okay, here's what you're seeing. The yellow flashing pulses are signals in the 0 to 250 megahertz range. The orange ones are 250 to 450, and a red, those are anything above 450 megahertz. I'm not sure which range we're looking for. I was hoping he would have that intel. Isolate harmonica. Let's take him down.
My people, this day is a day of great joy, for we are throwing off the oppressive shackles of our past, and we are ushering in a new age of Russian prosperity. The aging nuclear arsenal has been like a millstone grinding our economy. And now with our treaty, we take that millstone and we put it back in the mill. You know, Sakharov said once that you cannot put nuclear missile in the stew pot and you cannot use it to warm you on a cold winter night. And he was wrong. Today, we use these nuclear missiles to put food on the table, money in our pockets, huh?
Thorne, I see the distinguished intelligence crossing your future. Harmonica's taken care of, but our asses are still on the line. We still need to know who hired K.A.T and ID this mole. I have to get back to President Brooks. He's a little shaken, but thankful. He gives you full authority to find the bastards behind this and put them out of business permanently.
Case Officer Thorne.
Thorne, I just got off the phone with Yuri's boss. He's agreed to send him to Yalta for your meeting with the mole. Yuri's there to help you take care of business.
So you say the president, I mean, game's over, right? No, we don't know who the mole is. So who is this mole?
Welcome, my friend. I have been briefed, and I'm ready to do my part. I've torch cut the hinges, and I've prepared the door. So, let's go. Forget the speech, Cherbanov. The game is over.
And I'm glad you listened to the swans. The swans. The swans I left on Torrance desk. I did not know I sold my soul to the devil.
could not live with myself if her plan came to fruition.
Arkady, what are you saying?
How dare you play the victim? You set this in motion.
No! She set this in motion. She is the one who hired K.A.T. They were the only ones tough enough to be her own personal agent.
You fool!
Don't move!
I made you. Remember who you are betraying.
Oh, how could I forget? A mafia madam. And me, her whore president.
Shut up!
Ah! It's the deputy director! Who saw that coming? Actually, I remember in 1996, I absolutely did not see this coming. One of my favorite games, I've played this many times. It's the deputy director. He's the bad guy. Newsflash! You didn't see that coming. Ah, newsflash. There's that word. Remember, we have to use that word in this one. That is going to get his ear thing to go off. Drop the gun. Don't shoot him right away.
Smart move, Thorn. Oh, yeah?
When you get your opportunity, pick up the gun, shoot him.
Screw Blake. K.A.T needs new leadership, and it might as well be me. With the dirt I planted on Holt and Seaton.
What?
Sterling will have to indict them. That bastard. No question. He can't afford to come after me. A deputy director, mole? Impossible.
What should I do?
Now it's time.
Think, Thorn. Think.
Of course. I couldn't afford to use professionals, but you amateur, you almost pulled it off.
You have to do something. Got it.
What the hell are you talking about? I didn't hack anything.
When you get your opportunity, pick up the gun and shoot him. Now, this is really the only point in the game where it affects the outcome, and it's right at the end here. You're at this standoff with Yuri Turbanov, and you're wondering, should you let Yuri arrest him, or should you shoot Yuri? To get the good ending, you need to be the company man, you need to shoot Yuri. We're also going to play the bad ending right after this, so if you want to see what happens if you don't shoot Yuri, you'll find out what happens there.
The people support me. Arrest me and I promise you a bloody civil war.
You've got to protect it.
Please, look, I have given you the money.
The American intelligence community was rocked today by the news that CIA Deputy Director Eugene Warhurst was leaking classified information to an unnamed foreign power. Warhurst, who was killed yesterday in a shootout with CIA agents near the Crimean city of Yalta, had apparently been operating as a double agent for almost a year. According to our sources, Warhurst had recently fallen under suspicion due to the efforts of CIA agents assigned to investigate possible leaks. Former CIA Director William Colby was in charge of the investigation, which eventually uncovered Warhurst.
Oh, Thorn, come on in. Have a seat. Congratulations. Even Bruce Jeffries couldn't have done a better job. I feel you deserve the agency's highest award. Oh, and there's one more thing. I figured you deserved a little R&R. I trust 2 weeks in Fiji won't disagree with you?
Today, the Russian people voted for change. In a landslide victory, Russians elected entrepreneur Arkady Cherbanov to be their next president. Although Cherbanov disagreed bitterly with former President Polyakov on issues of nuclear disarmament, he sounded a softer, more reasonable tone in his victory speech, promising to forge strong relationships with the U.S. that will benefit the security of both nations. Cherbanov also vowed to attack the swelling ranks of Russian organized crime, which he called the most dangerous obstacle to Russian prosperity.
Thorn, Yuri, I'll take control now. Drop it, Yuri. Drop it!
yeah?
Thorn, it's me.
Well, I've got it. Of course. I couldn't have...
Got it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Please, look, I have given you the Mafia. Only America can protect me now.
Maybe I wasn't
What are we
clear,
waiting for?
Thorn.
Let's go.
Turbanov is our man.
Square.
Do not let Yuri take him down.
Let's go. Come.
Thorn, do something.
The American intelligence community was rocked today by the news that CIA Deputy Director Eugene Warhurst was leaking classified information to an unnamed foreign power. Warhurst, who was killed yesterday in a shootout with CIA agents near the Crimean city of Yalta, had apparently been operating as a double agent for almost a year. According to our sources, Warhurst had recently fallen under suspicion due to the efforts of CIA agents assigned to investigate possible leaks. Former CIA Director William Colby was in charge of the investigation, which eventually uncovered Warhurst.
Come in, Thorn. Take a seat. Well, you really put my ass on the line with this whole Turbanov problem, eh? No, but I can understand how things can get a bit confused in the field. Sometimes you're asked to do things you think are morally, ambiguous? And the only thing you've got to go on is your own code of honor, huh? Well, damn you and your code, Thorn. You're fired. You are so fired that there's a smoking crater where you used to stand. Now get the hell out of here, and don't you ever come back.
The Russian capital of Moscow has been placed under martial law as intense civil unrest grips the city. The rioting started after the arrest of presidential candidate K.A.T. Turbanov was linked to figures in the Russian criminal underworld and the assassination of leading presidential candidate Fyodor Dubansky several weeks ago. Some political analysts fear that a military coup may be in the offing, while others point to the possibility of civil war.
But that is it. That is Spycraft. My God. An awesome, awesome FMV game. I wish FMV games learned from this. Have those variations and puzzles. Have the fun detective work. Not the impossible detective work, like a game like Toonstruck or something like that, where you're pulling your teeth out because you're so mad that you can't figure out if the yellow is on the left side of the guard's shoulder or not. It is frustrating as hell, but Spycraft is a masterclass. 1996. Why can't we do this again, video game makers? This one is so good. Love this. We're going to put our full review up on our page as well. Spycraft, an absolute masterpiece. Please play this game. Very fun.